What's going on, everybody? Gen716, aka Gen Sports, back here again, and today I want to quickly recap the Cleveland Browns losing to the Baltimore Ravens 47-42 in an all-time, maybe not an all-time, but definitely a game of the year type of game. Definitely the best game I think I've seen this year. Crazy football game, crazy sequences what happened in the fourth quarter. But man, oh man, oh man, just craziness all around. That's just all I got to say for that. But just getting back to this football game real quick, I got to give some credit to the Cleveland Browns. Even though they lost this football game, they came back and they fought hard because the first half was pretty even in my opinion. I felt like it was just a back and forth type of game. We've seen, the Browns were running the football extremely well. Cleveland had no answer at all to Lamar Jackson and to J.K. Dobbins and those guys run the football, but primarily Lamar Jackson. At this point, I think everyone at this point has a blueprint to stopping the Baltimore Ravens and stopping Lamar Jackson. You just got to have the defensive personnel in order for you to do it. Cleveland has a lot of talent, but Cleveland doesn't have an elite defense, right? Cleveland has not really shown, except maybe that Titans game all year, that they just don't have an elite defense. I think they have a pretty good defense with a lot of talent, but they're not Pittsburgh. They're not the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're not the Washington football team, right? They don't have a top notch defense. But yeah, Lamar Jackson was able to just carve up this Cleveland Browns defensive unit. They couldn't really contain him. They couldn't force him to rush inside the inside. I felt like the offensive line pretty much dictated the Cleveland Browns earlier on in the first half. You didn't see. There were times where these rushers were getting to the quarterback, and primarily I would say towards the end of the first half, that's when you really saw guys like Olivier Vernon and Myles Garrett really started to shine a lot. I felt like Sheldon Richardson definitely came on. Sheldon Richardson was probably the most consistent defensive lineman I think I've seen all day. Sheldon Richardson was completely dominant in this football game, and it was just weird because even though Lamar Jackson was carving up the Cleveland Browns, the dude just kept slipping all over the place. I mean, he couldn't stay on the football field. I mean, he just kept slipping all over the football field, and he had to change his cleats going into the second half. And I didn't see any slippage from him in the second half, so maybe it was just the cleats. But it was just crazy. I'm like, because you will see the Baltimore Ravens having a pretty good drive, and then he's slipping. He's just slipping, and it's just like, what the hell is going on? I'm thinking to myself, like what is this? Like, did he lose like a slipper or some crap? I don't know. But besides that, man, the second half, I felt like the second half was just a completely different ball game, in my opinion. I feel like definitely was different. The Baltimore Ravens definitely came out and they dominated the third quarter. It was 34-20. I felt like the Ravens did a good job of controlling time of possession and capitalizing off of the Browns' offense and mistakes, because Baker Mayfield was not good until the fourth quarter. Let's be honest here. He was not good until the fourth quarter. He barely completed over 50% of his passes through the first three quarters. He still threw for under 60% throughout the entire game, but you can tell from his fourth quarter performance compared to his first half, you can just tell that his fourth quarter performance blown what he had done in the first half. But I feel like the Ravens, for the most part, again, controlling the ground game, just doing a good job of controlling time of possession, primarily in the third quarter. So I got to give a lot of credit to that. But yeah, the fourth quarter came and the Browns were dominant. The Browns were extremely dominant. Now, a huge reason for it is because Lamar Jackson was out in the fourth quarter. I mean, I think he played like one series in the fourth and then he was gone. He headed to the locker room, and the reporters are talking about he had hamstring issues and stuff like that. Now, according to him, he had cramping issues. I mean, if he had a hamstring injury, I felt like, I don't know if he would have put enough power to just be running all the way back to the locker room again. I could be wrong about that. I've never had a hamstring injury before, so I can't honestly tell you that. Thank God, because I know that probably would be extremely painful as shit. He had cramping issues the entire time, and that they were just trying to get that straightened out. And it's crazy because it took him 8 minutes in order for him to get back on the football field, and he came back on the perfect time, because when he finally decided to come back on, Trace McSorley injured his right knee. It's just amazing, because I'm like, damn, this is literally perfect timing. Fourth down, and here comes Lamar Jackson coming out of the locker room. It's amazing to me what we was able to see. But yeah, just going back to the fourth quarter, I feel like the Browns did a great job of taking control of the momentum. As soon as Lamar Jackson was gone, Cleveland was able to score on their first drive. Ever since then, Cleveland just dominated. They were dominating the run game. Baker Mayfield was really, really good in the passing attack. You saw guys like Jarvis Landry and Rashard Higgins and the rest of these playmakers on the outside starting to make plays. Pass protection was better. The Ravens secondary was banged up. I know Marcus Peters and Marlon Humphrey were banged up. I know Marcus Peters, I think, was taken out of a series, but he was able to come back. But you can just tell that those guys were not at 100%. But Cleveland just took full advantage of that. I'm not going to make any excuses. They took full advantage of it. Baker Mayfield was on his A game, scrambling. He was scrambling outside of the pocket, climbing up in the pocket. Didn't really feel a lot of pressure on like the pressure was too much for him, and he was able to go out there and make some plays. Kareem Hunt was really, really good in the receiving game. Also made some plays in the rushing game whenever the opportunities were presented for him as well. But of course, having those two touchdowns for Kareem Hunt, especially the one where he was matched up against the linebacker. This is primarily, I think, in the first half, but still, Kareem Hunt had a pretty good game. But he definitely came up with the second clutch touchdown. Baker Mayfield was just amazing once again in the fourth quarter. But yeah, Lamar Jackson, man. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, he comes in on fourth down and 4 when Trace McSorley injures his right knee, and he goes out there, scrambles, I think, to the right. And he throws a dime to a wide open Marquise Brown for the touchdown to tie up the game. You just can't make that shit up, man. I'm sorry, I think to take the lead. Yeah, to take the lead. You just can't make that shit up, man. At 35-35 apiece, he just scrambles outside the pocket, boom, and just deliver a bomb. I mean, it's just, you just can't make that shit up, man. Now, give credit to the Cleveland Browns, because then all of a sudden they come back the next drive and they tie back up the game. Baker Mayfield once again is on his clutch shit, and again, the offensive line is doing a great job of protection. He goes out there, freaking delivers a touchdown again, and I'm like, damn. I mean, again, just absolutely crazy once again what we was able to see from Baker Mayfield. But yeah, tied up game, and we're thinking overtime. I mean, like what? Lamar Jackson has, like, I think less than a minute to work with. So he comes back out and leads a excellent under a 1 minute drive to set up Justin Tucker for a 55-yard attempt. And all you need to do, if you can get Justin Tucker to like 59, 58 yards, he's going to make the field goal. Justin Tucker is the best field goal kicker in the NFL, and he was able to nail it from 55 yards away, man. So anyone who's denying that Lamar Jackson isn't clutch, anyone who's denying that Lamar Jackson is not a good quarterback yet, that he's just a running back, I mean, you guys, I don't know. I don't know what you guys need to see. Yes, did he put up over 300 yards? Or, no, he didn't. But still, Lamar Jackson once again proving that he's one of the best quarterbacks in the game. He's he's probably the most dynamic player, using his legs, using his arm, in the entire NFL. And man, Ravens. I mean, this was their season. I mean, if they lost this game, I don't believe they're getting in the playoffs that they would have lost this game. So this was arguably the Ravens' most important game of the season. Every game from this point on is their most important game of the season. And just to see Lamar Jackson literally come out after he had all these cramping issues, lead a drive to tie up the to take the lead, and then responding after what Baker Mayfield did, and then you come back out and lead and lead a game-winning drive to set up Justin Tucker for the game-winning field goal. I mean, just an unbelievable freaking game that we got today, guys. Just an unbelievable football game. And I know Browns fans are sick. I'm sick. Because if the Browns would have won this football game, the Bills would have clinched their wild card spot. So I am a little sick that the Browns were able to lose. But yeah, well, once again, Lamar Jackson proving that he's one of the best players in the NFL. And this Ravens team is not dead yet. They're still alive for the playoffs. So if you guys like this video, definitely hit the like button, share the video, and also subscribe. I know this is not one of my best videos. I know this is kind of messy and sloppy, but this is literally an instant reaction of what I was able to see. I don't do any edits and stuff like that. So just my instant reaction and give you guys my take, my summary of this football game. So yeah, if you guys like this video, again, just make sure to hit the like button, especially if you want more NFL content. Definitely helps out my channel, helps the algorithm spread, it spreads it to everybody else. So thank you guys so much for viewing. Again, Jan716, aka Jan Sports. Have a good night. Peace.